when you use the midpoint sum, the right sum, the left sum to approximate the area under a curve, so usually you get a function, right? So if you want to get the height of the rectangle, you have to plug in a value to the function to get the height. What if you don't have the function? Then you will get a curve then. So you get a curve, you don't know the function, that is fine. You can look at the picture when x is equals to this. You look over to the y-axis, you are able to determine the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate of a point, which means you are able to determine the height of a rectangle, right? Now, here is another what if. What if you don't know, you don't have a function, and you don't even have a picture? You have a table value. So how do you do the left sum, the right sum, and the midpoint sum? So when people see a table value, one thing that my students do immediately is they take out a piece of paper and then they draw the x and y axis and then they plot the point, they connect the point. Do you need to go through this step? The answer is no, but most textbook prefer you to go this way. But in this video, I'm trying to show you that this is the easiest situation. No function, no graph, you just pick the value, add them up, multiply the base of the rectangle, then you are all done. Let me show you how easy this is. So I have a table value. First of all, I want to use 4 subintervals and then find the left sum. Okay, so 4 subinterval, what is the domain? The x goes from 0 to 12 and you want 4 intervals, right? Okay, so I'm going to do this. So this is a 0 and then this is a 12. I want to do 4 subinterval. Okay, I want to cut this into 4 equal pieces. Then we use 12 minus 0 divided by 4. That is equals to 3. So that is my delta x, which is the width or the base of a rectangle. So we need 4 subintervals, right? Then that will be 3 cuts. So that will be 1, that will be a 2, that will be a 3. So now I just divide the entire segment into 4 equal pieces. So this is 0 to 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, right? And then you do the left sum. Okay, here is the strategy, extremely important strategy that I want you to learn. So if you get this problem is a piece of cake. Now listen, left sum, right? So left sum means you go from left to right. All right, do you follow? Left to right, starting from the left, you grab the 0 and then you grab the 3, you grab the 6, you grab the 9, and then you stop. So 4 subinterval. So let me show you how easy this is. So L4, so that is equals to, what is the width? The width is 3, right? And then you times f of 0. And then the width times f of 3. And then the width times f of 6. And then the width times f of 9. So this is a 3. And then f of 0. F of 3. And then f of 6. And then f of 9. And then job done. Of course, you have to pick the table values, right? So when f of 3, so you have this, f of 0, you have this, f of 6, and then f of 9. So basically that is equal to 3 times 0 plus 6 plus 13 plus 18. So that is equals to 111. That is the left sum using 4 subintervals. How come you don't use the 12? How come you do not include the 12? Let's check the expression one more time. You have 1 rectangle, 2, 3, and then 4. If you use the 12, you have to shoot 2 units to the right, right? So because if you exceed the 12, you shoot 2 units to the right to 14, there is no area because the domain, I am only interested from 0 to 12. You cannot go beyond 12, right? So that's why you don't take the 12. Okay, here is the idea for the left sum using 4 subinterval. You grab 4 y values from left to right. Again, from left of the segment to the right of the segment, you grab the first 4 values, or you say you grab the first 4 x values or y values from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You grab the first 4 from left to right. Okay, what about right sum? So let me do right sum. right sum, so this is a 6, then you have to draw another segment from 0 to 12. You have to break this into 6 interval, right? So from 0 to 12, how wide is the interval? 12 minus 0 divided by 6, so that is a 2, so that is my delta x. That means you have to cut the line 5 times to get 6 interval, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. All right. So now for the left sum, you go from left to right. What about the right sum? For the right sum, you go from right to left. So that means you have to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stop. You don't grab the last one. From left to right, you don't grab the one on the right. From right to left, you don't grab the one on the left. So that means when you draw this set, after you draw this segment, you grab everything except the one on the right. If you do a right sum, you take everything except the very last one. If you do the left sum, you grab everything except the last one. But you have to be aware the left sum is from left to right, right sum is from right to left. So that means the R6, so the width is 2, right? I can just make this thing simple. And then f of what? 12, and then f of 10, and then f of 8, and then f of 6, and then f of 4, and then f of 2. See, no pictures. You don't need to draw any pictures. You don't need to draw any rectangles. Just pick up this value from the problem. So 12, and then 10, and then 8, and then 6, and then a 4, and then a 2. You don't pick a 0 because 0, if you go 2 units to the right, you are out of the domain. So 12, that is 25, 20, 16, 13, 9, and 4. So this one, the area is equals to 174. Is this underestimate or under or over? Without a picture, I won't make that decision. Okay. So now I want to generalize this. Okay. So for right sum, so let's switch to another color. For right sum, so let's say area, we have a right sum using n subinterval. So this one, if you put this in a general formula, that is the limit as n approaches to infinity. Why n approaches to infinity? Because the more interval you use, the more accurate result you will get of Rn. So that is equals to limit as n approaches to infinity. You have delta x, which is the width, times from right to left. Okay, so from right to left, you have f of n. I should say x of n, and then you go all the way to x2, and then x1. You don't pick the 0. Just like this one, you go from x. You're starting from the right. You take this, and then you go all the way to the left, but you do not take the last one. Okay, what about left sum? So that is area, left sum, n subinterval. That is the limit as n approaches to infinity. The more interval you use, the more accurate you are. So that is n. So that is a limit as n approaches to infinity. You have the delta x, which is the width of the rectangle. So this one is the left sum. So that means you take a look at the L4. You go from left to right. You take the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, except you don't take the last one. Okay, so how do we express that? You take the 0, x of 0, and then you take the x of 1, and then do you take the x of n? Is this supposed to be an n? The answer is no, that is not n, because if you go back to the left sum, you do not take the 12. So then that means you have to fix the n. So this one you have to erase that. That is supposed to be n minus 1. What is n minus 1 mean? N minus 1 means you go to the left 4, you do not take the 12. Okay? You do not take the 12. So the n minus 1 will be the 9 then. So that's what that means. So this is how we generalize the left sum and the right sum. For midpoint sum, so let's do a midpoint sum. So this is a midpoint sum M3. We have to do a line. So let's do a line. Keep the line straight from 0 to 12. Okay, what is the width? The width is delta x, that is the maximum minus minimum, x equals to 12 minus x equals to 0. You want 3 subinterval, that is equals to 4, so that is the width. So we have to cut this into 3 pieces, so that will be 2 cuts, right? So 1 cut, 2 cut. So 0 plus 4, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4. All right. Do we use the 4, 8, 12? The answer is no, we don't. This is a midpoint. So you have to tell me the middle of 4. So the middle of 0 to 4, the middle is 2. 0 plus 4 divided by 2. 4 plus 8 divided by 2. 8 plus 12 divided by 2. 10, 10, 10, not 6. Okay. And then, since that is a M3, so M3 is equals to, you just grab all the midpoint. So M3 is equals to the width, which is delta x, and then times f of 2, and then the width, the base of the rectangle, times f of 6, and then the base of the rectangle, f of 10. So that is a 4. I know that is annoying, but I like showing work. F of 10. And then 4, when x is equals to 2, we have this, x is equals to 6, and then x is equals to 10, so that will be 4 plus 13 plus 20, and the sum is equals to 148. So that is the midpoint sum using 3 subinterval. So this one, we are not going to bother to generalize that. You don't really need to memorize these 2 general formula. As long as you know how to solve a problem, you will be okay. So that is the end of this video. Again, in this video, I explain what if you have no function, you have no graph, you only have table value. This is what you have to do. In fact, this is the easiest problem ever. No graph, you don't need to sketch anything, you don't need to plug in anything to a function, you just pick the right value from the table. And in fact, I prefer to give this kind of problems on my written exam. Yep, that is the truth. Alright, so that is the end. I will see you all in the next one. As always, if you think my instruction is helpful, like, give me a subscribe. Appreciate your help. Share the video for me if you want to. Appreciate your help. Appreciate your support. See you in the next one. Signing off for now.